This video is lovingly addressed to all the people making pop culture video essays on YouTube, specifically people who make videos with the title of "The Problem with Something." I also want to make clear that the irony of what this video is and what it's saying isn't lost on me, so don't at me. Look, I appreciate that you have opinions on that movie you just saw. I have opinions too. Sometimes we might even share some of those opinions. Not often though, because I only have expert opinions. Wink. Why did I say wink out loud? You're a real clever boy too, and let's face it, you're a boy. Women and grown men don't usually need to spend days crafting pseudo-intellectual think piece videos where they claim to have found the one fatal flaw in a movie they saw once. You're a real clever boy, so you can argue your point with the best of them. You quote a book on story structure or explain how a previous installment of the same series did something better. It all sounds pretty reasonable. Maybe Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom would have been better had they changed that one thing. Or maybe, just maybe, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Instead of presenting your opinions as pure opinion, or even as an expert opinion, you talk like some kind of an authority on the matter. Like you're 26 years on this planet and that one course you took on film theory make you more qualified to construct a broad appeal film with the baggage of 4 previous installments of varying quality than the director, producers, and writers who've dedicated their lives to it for longer than you've known your mother's left breast from the right. Here's my opinion on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It was a dumb, convoluted, deeply flawed mess that was also pretty fun and at times really well made. The ending was fucked up and I can't wait what kind of stupid shit they come up with next. There. That didn't need a 20-minute analysis, a side note on gene editing, or an explanation on what a competent character arc is, complete with a quote by K.M. Weiland or Robert McKee. I guess I could talk more about the movie, but I don't think I need to. You got my point. Honestly, I've only seen it once and half the time I was furiously shoveling popcorn into my face. The screen was big, the sounds were loud, and the lead actors were attractive. Based on one viewing and only a short time to collect my thoughts, I don't feel comfortable going too deep into analyzing the story structure. I'm also not going to explain why my opinions on the movie are justified because they're opinions. It's in the name of the channel. The other word is a joke. I don't claim to know what exactly was wrong with The Last Jedi, and I sure as shit I'm not going to pretend like I know better than the people who made it. Look, I enjoy the thought exercises. I like thinking about what a movie would have been like had they changed that one thing. It's just that people could maybe approach it as like, hey, here's a fun idea. What if Holdo told her plan to Poe or whatever the fuck? Not as in, here's how you fix the mess that is The Last Jedi. You don't get to decide if it's a mess or how to fix it if it is. Fuck you. Videos titled "The Problem with Something" are also reductionistic. They take a complex thing, like in this case a movie that costs hundreds of millions and employed hundreds of people, and reduce it to its main plot points. Something like a summer blockbuster that's also the 5th or 8th movie in its series can't be boiled down to a couple of convenient graphs illustrating the 3-act structure of a typical Hollywood movie. If it's not good, that's probably because of a great many things, including its place in the context of the series, demands of international markets, and most of all, your personal expectations. No movie lives entirely in a convenient bubble where its merits can be broken down in an objective way without the burden of context. This is especially true with sequels, remakes, and adaptations. And if it's not just about the context of the movie's place in the series, its subject matter, time period, or source material. Your reading of a piece of media is always tied to where you grew up or went to school, what kind of media you consumed as a child, which languages you speak, whether you're a religious person, and so on. Of course, Chinese audiences view movies more favorably if the movie features scenes in China or Chinese actors. That's why some bad movies do so well overseas while other bad movies only do well in the States. The former usually just doesn't have such a hard-on for the US military and like flags and shit. American patriotism doesn't mean shit to a Spanish person, just like seeing that Chinese movie star means nothing to an American. Movies have attributes other than story structure and character development. Different people enjoy movies for different reasons, so changing some things about the plot might only fix it for you. That's assuming the repercussions of those changes are what you think they are, and that your vision actually works played out in a real movie. That's what I mean by these analyses being reductionistic. They oversimplify their subject matter to the point where they are no longer even talking about the thing they claim they're talking about. Their subject becomes just an excuse to show off the fact that the author read a book about storytelling once. This, of course, doesn't apply to thoughtful and well-researched essays that try to look at a subject from many different angles and perhaps come to a conclusion that's well presented and argued. Lindsay Ellis, Folding Ideas, and Nerdwriter come to mind. If the movie came out a week ago and you already have an essay about it, there's no way it's very thoughtful or well-researched. What those tend to be, the ones that aren't just a simple review, is something more of a gut reaction, a long-winded rationalization of your first emotional response to the movie. It seems so important today to never ever change your opinion on anything. Your opinion on a movie isn't the most serious thing in the world and you're entitled to one, but you shouldn't hold on to it like it's precious to you. I get it, you want to get views, the algorithm is a son of a bitch, and everybody needs to have a hot take on every goddamn thing these days. But maybe you should own up to it. Admit openly that your video is your knee-jerk reaction to something and the rest is at best a fun thought experiment. You don't have to pick a side on whether a movie is a work of genius or the worst thing ever made, and then hold on to that opinion no matter what. I've reversed my opinion on a lot of movies and relaxed it on most. Be open to rethinking your position too. And if you didn't like something, don't try to justify it with theory and just say so. You'll be happier for it, I promise.